One of the most famous big bass meccas in Florida, and indeed all of North America, remains the Stick Marsh and Farm 13. Two old flooded farm areas of about 10,000 acres, set in fairly remote country about an hour south of Orlando. The deepest water in these reservoirs is about 7 feet. High winds from recent hurricanes removed all of the submerged vegetation, and bass now travel somewhat randomly across expansive flooded timber flats that average 3 to 4 feet deep. Big fish still abound, but how to contact them in such water? Our experts have a system that works.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on, old boy.
Looks like mama.
Coming at you. Ooh, nice fish, Jim. And look how it is hooked.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think that's called a stangy lucky hook.
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't pull too hard on that fish. Man, what a way to start today right there. You know, we've done this shiner fishing in Florida, you know, quite a bit in a variety of different situations, but this is completely different. We're on the Stick Marsh. And Jim Porter, who we're fishing with, of course, is an expert on this lake and can tell you an awful lot more about it than I can. But there's some giant fish in here. It's all catch and release fishing, right?
It's catch and release for all the bass, immediate release. For all other species, whether it be crappie, bluegill, catfish, whatever, you can keep those to the state limit.
Now the whole thing, when you're fishing for big fish, we always tell you right place, right time, right bait. Shiners are the right bait. You can catch them on artificial, but shiners do the trick, obviously. A lot of things to talk about when it comes to going for giant fish. And the Stick Marsh is a good spot to be when it's after giant bass.
No, he's scared. He's tried to run to one side there. Maybe something's gonna get him. Oh, there you go.
There we go. I'm gonna come back here. Ooh, big bass, get the net.
I got it.
Okay, we'll come over here.
Which side are you gonna bring him to?
Ready?
Yeah, just bring
Here we
him.
go. Got him. That's a nice fish, Jim.
Looks like the one you caught yesterday.
Beautiful fish.
Yeah, the one you caught yesterday weighed 9 pounds.
Look at this. Whoop! Oh, easy there, easy. That is what coming to the Stick Marsh is all about there, you know. Yesterday afternoon, we just got started. Come back out this morning, and it's been very, very slow, but the shiners do it. And we keep the system that we're actually using right now, and this is something that you do all the time, of course, is we're drifting these shiners behind the boat as we're casting, and we're casting big swim baits and trying see which kind of plugs will do it. So it's a pretty good system. Oh.
Yeah, it's fun too, especially when they blow it up like a topwater plug.
Yeah, that got my heart going, let me tell you. Man, just incredible. Now, very quickly, just show you this shiner system. You've probably seen this before. We've actually done this quite a bit on television before. But these hooks, you know, with the shiners that we're using are up to about 7-8 inches long, and that about a 3/0 hook is about as good as you can do. And this is a classic Kale design hook from Eagle Claw, 3/0. It's an L141. So this is the classic design. We're using floating line. The 20-pound or 30-pound fire line floats, obviously, and that's a real advantage. And this is just running free. There's no weight on here. The float is set at a depth that'll keep him just up off above the bottom, but the shiner, of course, is free to go on his own. And part of the triggering mechanism for the fish, obviously, is the fact that these shiners are wild shiners, and when they see that bass, they go crazy, they try to get away, and that is a triggering mechanism. Now, Jim, tell them a little bit more. Give them a quick history of the Stick Marsh.
The Stick Marsh was is a man-made impoundment that was actually formed from 2 pieces of property that the state purchased from a bunch of farmers. One was just an old swamp that was full of trees and brush and palm trees. It had about 2 feet of water.
But was it an orchard?
No, it was just a swamp.
Okay.
It wasn't worth clearing. The other part, which we're fishing today, is Farm 13. It was a plot number 13 of an outfit called Fellsmere Farms, a very big farming outfit. This was just a potato farm, totally clear except for a strip of woods on the south end. Those woods obviously are rotted, falling down underwater thanks to weather and thanks to hurricanes a lot. So we're down fishing over all this submerged wood. We don't have any grass any longer because the hurricanes killed it all and it hadn't come back. But we got the wood.
So there's really no bad place to be fishing at.
There's not a bad place in here to fish, but it's best to find the cover.
Okay. So all we're doing once again is we're drifting. We've got the shiners drifting out, or set out behind the boat. And as we're going, we're also casting. You never know what's going to work best on any given day. And this is a great way to cover water on a place like Stick Marsh. There we go, Jim. Right there, wow. Ready, here he comes, it's a big one, it's a big fish. Oh, man.
You went on that.
Huh?
Ow!
That, he hit that grappler right there. Man, oh man. Look at, I gotta get that out of the net. This is a beautiful fish.
Yeah, that's what we call a football bass in Florida. He's big around the end long.
Look at that. Is that incredible or what? Look at the dimensions, just so fat.
If you measure his girth and his length, he almost looks like it'd be the same, doesn't it?
Wow. Tell you what, you come to Stick Marsh, you can use this sort of 1-2 plan where you're casting these rattling baits and the swimming lures at the same time that you're fishing the big shiners, and you're gonna get bit big time.